Alright, welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered. This is going to be part 25, and in this part we're going to finish up in the Duke's Archives, and we are going to kill the final boss of the area, Seathe the Scaleless. So, from the bonfire that we've been using the past few episodes, we're going to head back down the Crystal Cave, and just sped this part up because we all know this area, we've all been down here a couple times at this point, so no need to show everything. But once you get down to this part and you fall down onto this invisible bridge, you can walk to where the sign is, and then you want to point exactly to where I'm pointing and run directly there. It's a straight shot, straight bridge. Run all the way here until you make it, and it's as easy as that. Once you're in this room, there's going to be a bunch of these clam things. And these guys you want to sort of bait out one by one, but before you take out any of the ones up there, there's going to be one up here in this corner here that I like to take out first, because if you don't, he'll come attack you from behind while you're fighting another one, so might as well take him out. These guys can drop Twinkling Titanite and Purging Stones, so hopefully you can pick up some of those. For some reason, this guy gets aggroed before even though he's further away, he gets aggroed before the one that's closer. I'm not really sure why that happens. It just does. It happens a few times here. So we're gonna go ahead and use our lightning spears for these guys, because we're not gonna use them for the boss fight. So that's what, 2 that we've killed. This is going to be the 3rd one here. And then there's another 3 left. There's just enough lightning spears to use 2 on each except for one of them. So at this point we've used 4 on 2 of them. We're going to use 2 on this guy, 2 on the next guy, and 2 on the next guy. And we didn't use any on the first one, so that's all fine and dandy. Probably should have sped this part up because it is pretty slow, but too late now. And also we haven't done this part yet, so I figured I would keep it slow and steady just to show exactly how I handle it. Unfortunately, I did aggro both of these guys at the same time, but it doesn't matter because we killed that first one pretty quickly, so didn't matter. Didn't have to fight 2 at once or anything like that. And now all of them are dead. And luckily, that's the only time that you have to kill all those guys. If you do end up dying to the boss, you can. There is going to be a fog wall if you do die. And the first time that you start fighting this guy, there's not going to be any fog wall, but because there's no fog wall, you have to kill him. Because there's no fog wall the first time you come by, you will have to kill all the clams. But subsequent times there will be a fog wall, and therefore you don't have to kill the clams. Now here I stood next to that crystal and I popped the power within, and then I went to apply my sunlight blade, but I accidentally shattered the crystal with my Wrath of Gods, so I kind of had to panic run behind him and cut his tail off. That's pretty much what you want to do every time, just without the shattering of the crystal. You want to let him do that on his own, which I'll show you here since I died. And yeah, I'm not really sure how I died. If you watch closely, I kind of just got hit by like nothing. Yeah, I don't really know how I died. But you'll see here that when you come back, you do get to go through a fog wall, and the fog wall blocks off the clams from coming into the boss room, so you don't have to kill them. But you do have to get to the opposite side of the room with the boss chasing you to break his crystal to do damage to him. But in this case, we're going to let him deal the damage to the crystal. We're going to wait here, pop our power within, pop Sunlight Blade instead of shattering the crystal with Wrath of the Gods by accident. And it's at this point that you want to watch his head, and as soon as he starts his animation to breathe his little magic breath, you want to run behind him, cut his tail off, and then immediately come back around and get in this little gap right here in between his body and his tentacle, and keep wailing on him here. You can see this is kind of a safe spot. It's not always a safe spot. You do get hit from his magic breath occasionally, but his tentacles he won't ever do his tentacle attack, and you'll be safe for the most part from being cursed, as long as you have some good curse resist armor on. And it should be pretty easy kill, since we got a plus 15 weapon. It's got Sunlight Blade applied to it, and we have a 40 faith to max our damage on that, and we have Power Within to do even more damage, and on top of that, it does bleed damage, so this is why we want this great scythe weapon. At this point, I'm going to warp back to the Duke's Archives bonfire, and we're going to buy the rest of the sorceries that we have left to buy from Logan. If you're quick, right after you kill the boss, you can equip your silver serpent ring and get some extra souls. I didn't do that here, but you can do it. I'm gonna go ahead and buy Crystal Soul Spear here. It's gonna be our 15th sorcery, and I didn't end up having enough souls to buy the last one, so I know I picked up some soul items, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop some of those, and that gives me just enough to buy Soul Spear. It's gonna be our 16th sorcery. And at this point, since we've bought all of his sorceries, we can talk to him again, and he's going to freak out. He's going to forget who you are. He's going to tell you to go away. And that's how you know that you can obtain the next sorcery. So, at this point you can rest at the bonfire. I'm not going to do that, but you can. It should reset Logan's position. And we're going to head up to the next area to pick up, to continue this little quest with Logan. It's just a minor quest sort of thing. I don't know if you really call it a quest, because there's not really quests in this game, but in any case, head over here, head over to this little corner here, and you want to pull this lever. Now I died here, so I cut to when I got back. When you pull that lever, this little elevator should move down. You can get on the elevator, pull the lever on the elevator, and it should take you up. And once you're at the top, you'll notice this area from before. This is where we ended up getting killed by Seithe the first time, where you kind of have to die. We equipped the rare ring of sacrifice, and he killed us, and we teleported to the jail cell. Now, if you come back up here, Logan will be up here, and you can kill him. If he's not here, then you have to quit out of the game and reload. Once you get up here, he will be up here and spawned in once you load back in. I didn't have to do that here because I died, so I hit a loading screen and it moved him up here. But you want to kill him. He should drop a White Dragon's Breath, which is going to be our next sorcery, and you want to open the chest and pick up the large magic ember, because we're going to need that. Next, you want a Homeward Bone, or use the Homeward spell to get back to a bonfire. If you don't have that, like I did here, I didn't have any more Homeward Bones, and I didn't have the Homeward Miracle equipped. I had to run all the way back to a bonfire, so I'm just showing you where that is. Careful going this way though, because all these guys will charge you onto this elevator. You get kind of surrounded, but there's a bonfire here, and we're going to use that bonfire to warp to Firelink Shrine. And we're going to do a couple things there before we finish off this video. First off, we'll rest, because why not? And then you want to talk to Griggs. I'm just going to show you that Griggs, just his dialogue. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to show you his dialogue. He's just going to say, oh, Logan's gone, I don't know what to do, sort of thing. I'm not really sure why you can't tell him what happened to Logan, but I don't know. Once you do that, you can talk to Seigmeyers' daughter here. She'll ask if you've seen her father. Make sure you say yes to further the quest line. Finish her dialogue, and that's going to be it for this episode. So, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tune into the next episode. See you.